It's the biggest trial since the OJ trial. It has to be.
It is. It's not of the same magnitude. Obviously, we're not talking about fucking murder.
Well, I mean, the consequences probably will be a lot more dire than the consequences were for OJ.
She murdered his bed with a big shit. I mean,
she murdered his career for
yeah, she
sure.
did murder his career. Well, I don't know. I think now that this trial's happening and like public opinion is swaying towards the Depster, I think he'll get his career back.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting because they both can't win and they both can't lose. There has to be a winner and a loser,
right? Of the trial.
Of the trial, I think,
yeah. I mean,
but I think
if you think she's gonna win, the most that could happen, I think, on her end would be for them to find in favor of her, but then pay out damages in the amount of like $1.
Yeah,
you know how trials do that. Like juries will be like, yes, technically. Yes, you're right. However, fuck you because you're an asshole. Like,
yeah. I like how her acting coach came on and was like, no, she's sincerely crying. I know because I'm her acting coach. I'm like, that doesn't make her feel any better.
She's not that good of an actress.
Yeah. No. Typically when I've ever cried, I've produced water out of my tear ducts. It's the darndest thing. She has yet to do that.
She makes ugly cry faces though, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's trying. She's really trying.
She's
got jowls, dude. Her fucking face is so saggy.
Yeah,
and she's
her cheekbones are sagging down to her.
What is she? 30 something, 36, 35, something like that.
Well,
really?
Yeah, but beauty is only skin deep. Ugly goes to the bone, brother. Yes, it doesn't matter how old she is. Yes. Now they're cutting a lot of the information I have is that they've cut a lot of her screen time out of Aquaman.
Yes,
she cut her in.
Oh, they had the exec that's in charge of at Warner Brothers. That's in charge of the DC fucking movies. Yeah, they played his deposition today, and he basically summarizing. He was like, "No, it wasn't because of it. It's because she's just not a good actress. Like that's why."
Oh fuck!
I mean, he said
it was chemistry issue.
Yeah, there was bad chemistry. There was no chemistry between her and Jason Momoa, and sometimes you can fix that in post, and sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's hard, and even sometimes when you think you fixed it, you can just tell there's just no chemistry there, and they just have no chemistry, and it's just But yeah,
they should have recast her with the girl from Game of Thrones because her and Jason Momoa have chemistry.
Yep, and she would look somebody photoshopped some Photoshop thing, and I was like, yeah, that's
even Blake Lively.
No, bite your fucking tongue. Don't ever cast Blake Lively in anything. He's the fucking worst.
No, but honestly, before I saw Aquaman, I was not aware of Amber Heard.
Yeah, I mean,
and I saw her in Aquaman, and I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is, and I Googled, and like I looked up on IMDb to see who it was. And I'm like, Amber Heard. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's getting her big break, and then I was watching Pineapple Express, and she was in that as Seth Rogen's high school girlfriend.
Oh, really?
No shit.
Yeah, that was back when she was like 20. She was like 25 or some shit like that. But I was like, oh my god. But she didn't look the same.
Anyway, well, it's just interesting that everybody, we're all getting a free show, and Johnny Depp is getting somewhat vindicated because everybody's starting to realize, like, I let's face it. I mean, he's a drug addict.
They're both fucked up people. Yeah, they're both fucked up people.
He's an actor. What do you like?
Yeah.
What do you do? It's like saying that you're a cop with digestion and sleeping problems. Well, no shit.
Yeah. But her little house of cards is crumbling, and today there was one story that Amber and her friends told about they stayed at this trailer at this guy's property, and that Johnny Depp just trashed the trailer, and she described it as, damn near burned the thing down. It was just destroyed. So the guy who owns that property and runs that whole thing was on today, and they were like, what were the extent of the damages? And he said, well, we have what's called a piggy fee, and if somebody leaves and they leave a mess that's larger than usual that we have to clean up, we charge them $25 an hour. We didn't have to do that with that place. He goes, the only damage to that trailer was a sconce on the wall that was broken. And he goes, and it really wasn't that bad. I just tucked the wires back in, and when I had time, I went back in and replaced it. I charged him $62 in damages.
Yeah.
So another one of her stories that just totally got blown out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
They should call this Mythbusters.
Right?
2.0, bro. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Trial of the century, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the locker room. I'm Tom.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Chuck.
Hi.
Yeah, you've been awfully quiet. Well, we were talking about the trial of the century, and to review, because we started off, mid-conversation waiting for Marco, we were talking about just how this has got to be the single biggest televised trial since OJ. You've got it on at work on your big TV, right?
Oh yeah. The big TV. It's on my desktop. It's on my phone when I'm away from my desk. Like I am just sucked into this fucking thing because it is the best thing on TV right now, and I'm surprised it's free. Like this could be a pay-per-view thing. Send the money to kids charities or something. Like I don't know, the hospital that Amber Heard's pledged $3.5 million to, but didn't actually donate it. But those words mean the same thing. Those words uses She uses pledged
synonymously
and donates synonymously.
Synonymously.
And she looks at the jury and says that I use it synonymous. They mean the same thing. And I'm like, what? You're in Virginia, but they're not all that stupid.
But Johnny's lawyer was right fucking dive bombed that shit immediately. And she goes, I don't. Yeah. So I'm asking you, have you donated? Whatever.
Have you donated?
Have you actually donated?
Yeah. She goes, you donate. Check. Did you pay the money that you pledged? Well, I haven't been able to. Johnny sued me. And then she goes, you've had that money for 13 months. Like, what have you been doing?
Yep.
No, she
wanted to vindicate her white guilt.
No.
She wanted to try to get rid of it, but she's like, I don't actually want to pay. I just want to.
And
I just want to.
I want to sound like I care.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No. 100%. And they're asking her as far as like, how much did she get from whatever the settlement? And immediately she's a fraction of what I'm entitled to in California. I'm like, bitch, you're a multi-million-dollar paid actress. Yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, not for long.
Yeah. No, she done.
No. Yeah. She done.
Done.
So I love, my favorite has been some of my favorites. This new Shrink.
What about the alpacas? Wait. What about the alpaca question to the Disney executive?
1 million alpacas. $300 million and 1 million alpacas.
And 1 million alpacas. Would you be willing? Would you be willing to give him 1 million alpacas? You're like,
what?
What the fuck is happening?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I like the Shrink that they said.
Doc Brown.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The guy with cotton mouth.
Doc Brown got a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, they're like, so in the deposition, you called Johnny Depp an idiot. He's like, no, I didn't call him an idiot. You're missing the context. And they go, well, really? Yeah, I said, if you have a big event like this, like a trial, like a deposition, and you fly in overnight and don't sleep, you just come in at the last minute, you're acting like an idiot. And so he goes, so in this deposition where you said, well, then he's an idiot, that's mistranscribed. Is that what you're saying? Well, you're missing the context. Oh, missing the context. And the lawyer actually asked him, so idiot, is that a psychiatric diagnosis? Is that a professional
clinical term?
Oh, he walked into that.
So that was.
Oh yeah, no, he went in there all smug. That fucking Doc Brown went in there like, saying like he had the flux capacitor figured out.
Oh,
when he walked into that.
Did you see?
And then
did you see the rebuttal witness
right on him?
Today? Did you see the rebuttal witness today to him? The Johnny Depp.
No, I haven't had
psychiatrist. Oh my god, this guy, polar opposite of this other fucking idiot. This guy is he's English. He looks like David fucking Bowie. First of all, like
I was like, they got the ghost of David Bowie.
I was like, fucking David Bowie's alive and now he's doing psychiatry. This is pretty fucking cool. Looks like David Bowie.
Into psychiatry.
Talks like a royal, right? Because just proper English, well groomed. Actually combed his hair.
Doesn't have cotton mouth.
Yeah, speaks very well, very deliberate, just knows his shit. And they asked him.
Didn't comprise. So that he did not. So this one did not comprise a diagnosis based on his fucking movie characters. Is that what you're saying? That was hilarious as well.
And what he did, they said, what do you think about Dr. Freaking Doc Brown's diagnosis and methods and everything? And he goes, well, he says, I think he violated the what's it called, the Goldwater Code, and he goes, he said something like what you call a doctor. not incompetent, but no, he was basically saying like, yeah, this is like
malpractice.
It was, and he said according to this code that we all follow, that the American Psychiatric Association wrote up in fucking 1974, they made it a thing that you are not to offer your professional, clinical, medical opinion or diagnosis on anybody without physically sitting down and evaluating them.
Oh, snap.
Okay, yeah. So what is the Goldwater Act? The Goldwater Rule is a statement of ethics first issued by the American Psychiatric Association in 1973, restraining psychiatrists from speculating about the mental state of public figures. The rule enjoins psychiatrists from professionally diagnosing someone they have not personally evaluated. Juxtapose this asshole with Johnny Depp's psychiatrist who spent 12 clinical hours with Amber Heard and said that bitch is knucking fudge.
And she's coming back on the stand tomorrow. She's going to be back on this. Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Dr. Curry.
This is the cross examination, right? No.
These are all like rebuttal witnesses. So it's a Depp's side to basically talk shit about everything that Amber's side has put up to this point.
Yeah. I just want to remind everybody that's listening, by the way, that we're allowed to watch the Johnny Depp trial, but we're not allowed to watch the Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
No, nothing to see there. Nothing to see
there. I just want to remind everybody of that.
Smoke and mirrors. Hey, did they bring on Depp's former girlfriend?
That's tomorrow. Kate Moss is tomorrow. Yep.
Oh, Kate Moss.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be some good shit.
Because apparently they're still friends. That's what the tabloids have been saying.
Oh yeah. But so far, a lot of Amber turds, which that got put into the fucking whatchamacallit, the record today again, because they said it in court. So that's fucking typed in again.
Oh my god.
Miss Heard, are you aware that due to your the testimony here about you shitting in the bed, that your online are you aware that your online nickname is Amber Turd?
Yeah. So amazing.
Johnny Depp's like, I will give you an extra $100,000 if you can get that on the record.
One more time.
Every time you get Amber Turd on the official court record, it's $100,000.
$100,000
like a
right there.
Fucking bounty.
Did you guys see the video they got put out there? Someone spliced in like Jason Momoa.
Yes, that was fucking brilliant.
Fucking brilliant, dude.
Brilliant.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
That
I'll send it to you guys in the thread. It's so fucking good.
It's gold.
Yeah.
It's gold.
It's
definitely not a brown nugget.
It was seamless.
We've had a lot of stuff going on this week, including the continuing saga of Depp versus Heard. But now we've got monkeypox.
Wait, we have monkeypox?
What do you mean?
Or we have it?
I mean,
are we the people?
We the people, not the four of us. None of us have monkeypox.
Yeah. Does it? I read somewhere.
I didn't get into some Planet of the Apes shit.
I read that Belgium and one other country over there in Europe are doing lockdowns because of it. 21 or 22 day mandatory lockdown.
What?
Okay, so we're done with bat soup.
We're done with that. Now we're going to start. Monkeypox is going to start in New York on the East Coast, and it's going to simultaneously kick off over here on the West Coast and like the Bay Area and LA.
You know how
maybe.
Just for the record, you guys know
I feel like we've done this before.
Europe, right?
How did it spread?
Well, turns out
this monkey walks into a bar.
Well, so
he fucks everyone in sight.
A monkey, a bat, and an alpaca walk into a bar.
Oh god!
So monkeypox like monkey herpes?
It's like small. It's blisters. It's like
it's like a pox. You get the the lesions and blisters and shit on your.
I immediately think of the guy from Dune, the big fucking fat floating guy.
Oh my god! Yes.
Yeah. Right. That's where I'm at. That's where my head went.
1984 Dune, not the new one.
You know, like how they sell the.
There was no new one. You
know how they sell the over the counter?
I heard the new one's really good.
It actually is. It's gonna be like 3 parts. The first one that's out now is just like the first quarter of it, and it's actually really good.
You know what I didn't
try. Give it a try.
I did. What I didn't miss was the narration, the self-narration that was happening in everyone's head in 1984. Everyone's fucking talking to themselves.
Monologue.
The internal monologue. Thank you. That's what I meant. The internal monologue. Everyone's fucking talking to themselves in that movie. Whew. That was rough.
You know how they sell the COVID rapid tests at like every checkout counter now at like the Vons or Stater Brothers, wherever you shop?
7-Eleven has them. Yeah,
I thought they were
Right.
free.
No, it's from the government.
No,
It's free from the government, but you have to
right,
pay like
right.
a $9
You
or
can
something.
go
from the
snatch one
store.
up at Rite Aid.
Okay.
So I look at the lady as we're checking out a couple days ago, and I look at her. I'm like, "Hey, do you got the rapid test for the monkeypox?" And she fucking straight faced was like, "No, we don't. We just have the coronavirus." I'm like, "Oh man, I really gotta get one of these for the monkeypox." And she's like, "Oh, I know."
Good job, Chuck. Spread that fear.
And she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like,
way to lead it in,
coming.
buddy.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
She's all wearing a mask and shit. And I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
"Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
Well,
but they believe
our,
that shit.
Yeah, well,
I
our,
know,
our
that's why I was gonna
freaking
laugh.
daddy government's already scooping up vaccines for it.
Well, so the
No.
monkeypox outbreak
Yeah.
may have been sparked
Mhm.
by sex
By sex.
at 2 raves in
Two raves.
Belgium and Spain.
Oh, they're blaming it on the gays. They're blaming it on
was it
gay
with
and bisexual men. No, I'm serious. Watch.
No,
Go ahead.
so,
Thomas.
hold on. So the World Health
Bestiality?
Organization
They
expert
tried that with AIDS before it
claims
didn't work.
that amid a cluster of cases made trace. No, this isn't just like blame it on the gays. It's not gay. It's one event. So
Blame it
apparently
on the
there was a
gays.
super spreader event.
Now,
Sexual
when you say
transmission at 2
super
festivals in
spreader.
Europe.
Hey-oh. Yeah.
So now, by the way, I'm not making this up. Dr. David Heyman, but I'm going to pronounce it Hyman.
Hyman, yes, please do.
Dr. David Hyman, who used to head the WHO's emergency department, revealed it was the leading theory behind the origins of the current cluster of monkeypox. We know monkeypox can spread when there is close contact with the lesions of someone who is infected, and it looks like sexual contact has now amplified that transmission. It is very possible that someone who got infected developed lesions on their genitals, hands, or somewhere else, and then spread it to others when there was sexual or close physical contact.
It was like super herb.
Yeah, so basically there was like a big rave, like a big fetish festival rave in Belgium or Spain or both, and
it was totally the meeting of the juggalos. I'm just gonna put it out there right now.
I'm just saying it could have been Burning Man, right? Like that's a whole new meaning to Burning
Burning Man, yeah.
But if it's called monkeypox, don't you have to get it from a monkey?
Well, it originally came from, it was a true animal to human transmission, not like the bullshit story.
Well, you don't get smallpox from a midget.
Started. But you could.
Oh.
I've had chicken pox and I never fucked the chicken.
Fuck, dude. Like my ADD kicked in and I was like over here. I was over here and I was like, wait, he just said
Yeah, I just dropped that and let everybody run over it.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, oh, there's the worm. Oh shit, I'm on a boat. That's it. I'm dinner.
Oh shit.
No, I mean there's the meme of Charlton Heston kissing the monkey at the end of Planet of the Apes, and
that's
like
when it started.
There's all that
way
shit.
back in 70, what was that, 72, 73?
Something like that.
Something like that.
That's still a good movie. But yeah, so we got, and they're trying to scare us with the monkeypox. Let's face it, I'm not touching anybody with a lesion, period. End of story.
Yeah, if regardless of your sexual orientation, if a man pulls out his penis and there's lesions on it, don't touch it.
Right.
And
general rule of thumb.
General rule of thumb. Don't touch it.
If it looks discolored and not pleasant, it probably is.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't touch
I mean,
yeah.
You inspect your food before you eat it, right? If the chicken or the yogurt has been in the fridge, you check the expiration date because you're not sure.
Yeah.
And if the
expiration, then you smell it. You do a little.
Right. If you're riding that bubble,
you don't test it by putting it in your mouth. You don't test it by putting it in your mouth.
Gentlemen,
visual inspection first. Visual inspection.
Yes.
I'm going to go on the record saying this. New guy code.
Okay.
By the Locker Room Podcast.
The sniff test.
No, you didn't even get that close to it, homie. I got this. I got this. You got to treat this motherfucker like a fish taco. You get a little lemon, you know what I'm saying? A little limon.
Oh, there you go.
The lemon test, you know what I'm saying? Squeeze a little lemon across that motherfucker. If the motherfucker jumps up and down, starts burning.
Yep.
You know,
fuck out of there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is, yeah. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have fucking blisters on your meat stick, stay the fuck home. Don't be shoving that into people.
Don't go to the rave.
Hey,
but
dude,
I guess that would be a good spot because it's the lighting. There's strobe lights. There's fog. There's
some piece of shit motherfuckers out there just like, I just want to get my dick wet.
Yep, and I'm gonna take everybody else down with me.
And there's other people that would look at their junk and see like things festering on it and be like, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Y'all know that I had
it's probably I'll put some aloe on it. Just put some aloe on it. It's okay.
Y'all know that I had a client a long time ago. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I had a client a long time ago that I found out from his ex that he had HIV, and he was not going to tell. And he was not going to tell me. He had an appointment set up with me, and he was not going to tell me that motherfucker was HIV positive.
Plasma cloud in front of your fucking face and breathing that shit in. Ooh.
Yep.
Super cool guy.
So,
super cool.
Yep. So I'm just saying, like, people do that shit for tattoos. People do that shit for dick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so pussy. I'll give you a little secret into the gay community that my brother told me. There's a lot of gay guys that
Tales from the gay.
Right. So I thought when I heard this, I was like, you're joking. And he's like, nope. He said, so a lot of gay guys will who are negative will talk to guys and like my brother has specifically spoken to people who've been like, yeah, the guy said, I'm positive, and the guy's like, yeah, I don't care, whatever. He's like, well, you want me to wear a rubber? And he's like, no, I'm gonna get it eventually, so just go ahead.
Whoa.
Like, wow. Like, they're literally just like, I'm gonna get it eventually, so I'd rather just stop worrying about it and just get it over with.
And well, there's plenty of people nowadays that are positive, and there's medications you can be on and to help regulate it, and it doesn't go into full-blown AIDS because there's a difference between
but like, isn't that like saying, well, they have cancer treatments, so I'd rather just get the cancer and get it over with. Like,
yeah, but that's comparing, I mean, cancer to HIV versus full-blown AIDS. It's like they're different animals. If you get AIDS, yeah, you're donezo.
Well,
but being HIV positive, there's medications that can...
AIDS is a symptom of having HIV, and HIV gets out of control and you develop the full-blown AIDS. I wouldn't want to take, I'm just saying, I don't want to take that risk. I know there are medications out there. Right. I know it's like, well, sir, you're at risk for lung cancer. Well, I'm still going to fucking smoke because you guys can treat me with chemotherapy if, and radiation. Just don't smoke. Like, don't have the unprotected sex with the guy who is infected. Right. Like,
I got a random question. Sorry. Severe subject change, but it kind of ties in. For $1 billion, billion with a B, $1 billion.
Alpacas.
Would you
100 million alpacas?
You can take $1 billion.
Billion.
B with a B, $1 billion. You get $1 billion, but in exchange for that,
you got to do it.
At some point in your life, you will get attacked by a gorilla and get hurt. Guaranteed you're gonna get hurt. Not killed, but you're guaranteed to get hurt. You're guaranteed to get attacked by a just hurt. It could be, I mean, you could just something with $1 billion, you can buy like, a group of freaking mercenaries to just walk around with you and just fucking shoot this fucking thing, but you're guaranteed to at least get hurt. Could be an arm gets ripped off, you're gonna live. You're gonna get hurt, but you're gonna live. $1 billion.
I'm gonna do it sooner than later.
You're just gonna go to the zoo and be like, here I am.
Well, no, here, check this out, guys. Check out my theory on this one, right?
Okay.
As we get older, we know that like simple injuries don't, saying you can shrug them off, or at least you can heal a lot better. Motherfuckers are falling off a small ladder, busting a hip, and never walking straight again as you get older. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you fall in the shower, bust your hip.
Yeah, but you don't get to decide when this gorilla attacks you. You just know that before your dying day, you are going to get attacked by a full-grown male silverback gorilla and get hurt.
So you don't get $1 billion. On the eve of me having just seen a video about a silverback just letting this camera crew know how badass he was. I don't know if you guys saw this video.
Where he grabs the guy by the foot and just drags him a little bit.
Drags him for like 10 feet and then lets him go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you, look it up. As a silverback gorilla walks by the camera crew, looks at him, looks like he's going to keep on walking by. Like, okay, cool, whatever. And then he just reaches out into the bushes and then grabs something. And then as he keeps walking, you realize what he grabs is somebody on the camera crew's foot.
Yeah. His ankle
and drags him about 10 feet. And then
effortlessly.
Just lets his foot go. Yeah. Oh,
just
like nothing.
Like he picked
the guy
up a
just
twig.
plays dead.
Yeah.
Guy just plays dead. And the gorilla's like, yeah, that's right. I just want you to know. I could do that anytime I want to.
Like Biggie said, if you don't know, now you know.
Right. So, and then to think of like that chimpanzee that ripped that woman's face off.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say no, because
if you can't do without the $1 billion,
if you can't like tell me what kind of injury I'm gonna like, I don't want to be fed to a tube. Like you say hurt. Like
it could be. It could be.
No,
you're not gonna die, but you're gonna get injured.
There are ways to be injured that are worse than dying.
That is true.
So I will say I have seen the video for Metallica's One, and I watched the movie Johnny Got His Gun. There are much worse ways to live.
But then you have $1 billion, and there's a lot of advances in modern medical science.
No, I don't want to Stephen Hawking my way through life. I don't want to speak and spell my.
I have $1 billion.
What? Wait a minute. What if the injury is that fucking silverback just comes up behind you and just fucking ass rapes you? We didn't even talk about this.
How big is a gorilla's cock? I'm gonna Google that.
I don't give a fuck like how big it is. I don't want to
I'm gonna let you know.
I hope you're not on a work computer.
Listen, even if that motherfucker's only packing 3
half
inches,
the shit that I search throughout the day.
Gorilla.
No, right? I don't want to get.
I say 8 inches.
Dude, I don't want to get ass raped by a chihuahua, let alone a gorilla.
8 inches? How large is
Hey Google.
Hey
Google.
Hey, Alexa, tell me how big.
What is the average size of a gorilla's penis?
You're gonna see that that one porn star dude has a big old dick.
According to The Guardian, today, the average erect gorilla penis is 3 centimeters to 1.25 inches long. The average chimp or bonobo penis comes in at around 8 centimeters, and the
Why do I
average
feel like
penis
that's limp?
stands at around 13 centimeters.
Asking what size is an erect gorilla penis?
Hey, hold on.
That's what I just read. How hard a fully erect gorilla penis is 2 inches.
It's 2 inches. It's just 1.25 here. But what if that's just like a tuna can? I'm just saying, right?
He's hung like a birthday cake. What is it? Do you remember our friend Harry Johnson? Friend Harry Johnson.
Oh yeah, right.
Our friend Harry Johnson said, "I'm hung like a tuna can."
Why am I
go very deep, but I'll fuck the sides all up.
Why am I looking at a picture?
I do
because you Googled.
Why do I do this? Why do I do this? I'm doing it to my. No, I'm deliberately searching like, what do a silverback's penis and testicles look like? And
yeah, don't do that.
Ew.
I'm gonna send it to you guys.
No, I don't want to see that.
Bad enough that I had Google answer for us on this fucking podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, talking about getting fucked in the ass and fucking around and finding out.
Yep.
That's a gay gorilla.
What just happened?
That's worse than I wish.
You watch a video?
You can't unsee this shit.
Yeah, what are you?
No, I'm looking at a bunch of pictures. There's just nothing but gorilla cock on my phone right now. Oh my God.
Well, you fucked around and found out.
This is like a train wreck. I cannot look away. Ooh, look at his.
Oh, look at his.
It's like that one gorilla with the whites on his eyes that like he's very handsome. Like when he looks at you, you're like, oh, that motherfucking gorilla is good looking.
Why is your pinky so close to your mouth right now when you're looking at it?
Because I'm like doing one of these like oh no, wait, that one's eating another one. That's not a penis. That's a
eating out another one.
In his butthole.
I think that's a.
Can we get away from gorilla cock talk? It
looks like a gorilla. A gorilla is eating the arm of a little baby monkey.
He might be.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's nature. There's a Instagram account, by the way. I'm about to give them followers, but if you want, it's called The Dark Side of Nature.
Oh, a better one is Nature is Bloody. They show that. So the dark side of nature shows up to the point where there's going to be some shit, and then
they usually show like I've seen them show like stuff that has to be covered up.
But Nature's Metal.
Nature's Metal. The Nature is Bloody is probably the goriest one I've seen. Yeah. Oh wow! Look at this.
Oh, nature, you scary.
Nature is a fickle bitch.
All right. T-Bone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Should I go? Should I move forward? Should we move forward from the?
We should move forward from the gorilla cock talk.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. I'm gonna smooth right over to this week's Fuck Around and Find Out.
Oh,
FAFO of the week.
All right.
And it's not going to be.
Do we have nominees. We're going straight to the winner.
No, we're going straight to the winner. This is great. This is something that actually I shared, and then you shared, Thomas, as well, onto our little private thread. And this is news out of Texas, Nevada.
Texas, Nevada.
Texas,
I'm
sorry.
so fucking confused.
Las Vegas. Sorry.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay.
I had some. Unfortunately, I have something else in my mind that happened today in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier today in Texas, right?
We won't be talking about
we don't want to talk about Bruno. So like, so that's fresh in my mind. So, but anyways, this is straight out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Sorry, guys, Las Vegas. And what you have here is a man. I was going to say a gentleman, but that is incorrect. So this guy thinks it's a great and slick idea to walk into a conceal and carry class where he pretends he's one of the students, goes and immediately starts rifling through someone's pistol bag, grabs the person's piece, and then walks out the door.
Where's the bell? Grab someone's piece.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate
I was
you.
Drinking.
At which point in time, he had several of attendees and several of the actual instructors come out, at which point he decides to posture up against them with the newly acquired piece, and he received 14 taps of love.
Yeah, he got shot a lot.
Yeah.
He got.
And they did a nice little semicircle kind of around him, so there's no crossfire. It was fucking beautiful.
Absolutely. Like the stands and guys went shoulder width, a couple went knee down.
Yep.
Balance squared off the shoulders.
We're literally training for this, boys.
Yeah,
this is the moment we've been waiting for.
The moment. This is the moment
you've
been waiting for. So this week's Fuck Around and Find Out goes to the guy who thought it was a good fucking idea to walk into a carrying concealed class and try to steal a gun out of there, and then make his way out, and then spun.
He got shot a lot.
Chasing him. He got peppered.
He got dealt with.
He got fucking peppered. And yeah,
he was shuffled off his mortal coil. He is an ex-felon, ex-thief, ex-person.
I was gonna say he's ex everything.
Yeah. So well, good for him. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
So there you go.
So you seen this video floating around the internet about that Pfizer puts out, or Pfizer? It's not Pfizer put it out. It's a guy from Pfizer, and he's talking about how there's a pill that has a microchip in it that can transmit and let the FDA know when the pill has been ingested and the medication has been taken.
Is this the Imagine the Compliance guy?
Yes, this is the Imagine the Compliance guy. And the guy says, Imagine the Compliance, right? Well, first of all, we've had it sent to us by several people because they're like, what the actual fuck is this? And I wanted to let you know that this has been around since 2018 at least.
Yep.
Like I want to say the FDA approved it in like 2017. So like,
oh shit. Okay.
We were
probably
asleep
developed
at the switch
quite a while before that,
right?
too.
We were asleep at the switch when this thing got developed. So it's a good thing we're at least becoming aware of it now. I just want to let people know this is not new. So if you think, oh my God, this happened in 2022. No, it happened in like 2018. But here's the thing, right? Like, how are you going to know I took it? Right?
Yeah. Like, what does it have to react to get like I'm going
to give that shit to my dog. I'm going to be handing out hot dogs full of pills at the animal shelter. Like I'm
just going to take a shit and just shove it inside the steaming pile of shit and toss that in the backyard. If it has to like break down, or like, how is it going to how does it know it?
Maybe acid.
How does it
throw up into a bucket? Get the
just get a little bile, little
bile and acid, and shove that. Just you have a bucket of little transmitters in your backyard. You just throw up into it once a week.
Oh my God.
I mean, well, first of all, what kind of an asshole thinks that nobody's going to like get shitty about him saying, "Imagine the Compliance"?
These people live in their own little fantasy world, though. So they no longer surprise me when they say stupid shit like that. When they say the quiet parts out loud, like the president knows a lot.
Oh, you mean like what's her fuck from? I don't remember which one it was on The View, but she said that Tucker Carlson is irrelevant because he only has 3 million viewers, and yet the views record high viewership is 2.7 million.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
okay.
He's irrelevant, and we're more irrelevant. So there.
We're less relevant. We know he's irrelevant because we're less relevant than he is.
Wow.
So what is the pill has the transmitter? I honestly haven't, like, I saw and heard about it, and it was sent to me too, and I was like, I don't need to see this. But what is it's just the transmitter for the pill?
So
what is the pill for? What is the pill supposed to treat or do?
It's the transmitter, not the pill. So it doesn't matter what the pill is for.
They just put the transmitter in whatever they want.
FDA news release November 2017.
Go ahead.
You ready?
2017.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration today, November 13th, approved the first drug in the U.S. with a digital ingestion tracking system. Abilify MySite, whatever fucking tablets with sensor, has an ingestible sensor embedded in the pill that records that the medication was taken. The product is approved for the treatment of schizophrenia, acute treatment of manic and mixed episodes associated with bipolar disorder, and for use as an add-on treatment for depression in adults. The system works by sending a message from the pill's sensor to a wearable patch. The patch transmits the information to a mobile application so that patients can track the ingestion of the medication on their smartphone. Patients can also permit their caregivers and physician to access the information through a web-based portal. Being able to track ingestion of medications prescribed for mental illness may be useful for some patients. Now, I can attest to this, and so can Chuck. Like, when you have fucking crazy, we had a guy, his parents didn't know how to get him to take his medication. He was schizophrenic. Like for 18 months, we were saying this dude's going to kill somebody, and lo and behold, he wouldn't take his medication. They couldn't make sure he took it. And he did. He killed 2 women and tried to kill their husband, on Christmas Eve. So I understand what they're trying to do here.
And they just put it in some cheese like you do with your dog. Why don't the parents just like hide it in his fucking food? Here, Mikey, eat the meatloaf.
Here's the thing. Like, why can't we just make some pot-based medication? Right? Because if there's one way to get a fucking bipolar schizophrenic to take their meds is to just sprinkle it on a freaking little bit of weed and tell them that, hey, I got a new strain for you.
Or like, remember the old like Advil or whatever it was, or the little gel caps that had the red and the yellow little pixie dust things inside. You just break the little things open, sprinkle that on top of a fucking scoop of ice cream. Here, it's sprinkles.
The caplets.
Yeah, eat your fucking ice cream. Here you go, Mikey.
Right.
I got extra sprinkles for you today.
Right.
Done. Problem solved.
Right. So, like, I feel like there's other ways around this. Now, okay, maybe in a world where there are Alzheimer's patients who can't, their caregivers are having trouble tracking whether they took the medication, all this kind of stuff. I understand why they're doing it, but the potential for abuse of a system like this, especially when it's tracking on your phone, connected to the internet, like it's bananas that people don't. Okay, I'll be honest. I know a lot of people, and you guys don't have to say if you do or not, but I know a lot of people that I would never have thought would have Alexa.
Oh yeah,
I do not.
Well, I mean, we have our cell phones. It's kind of the same fucking thing.
We have our cell phones.
Right.
There's that's kind of unavoidable, right? I mean, if you want to get rid of your cell phone, but to voluntarily have like Alexa all over your house, listening to every word you say.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
We've literally invited Big Brother into our homes. Like the government didn't have to come and force us to put cameras and force us to put microphones in our homes. We just like fucking lambs to the slaughter. We did it voluntarily. We're like, oh, okay, that's convenient. You want to listen to everything? Absolutely. And if you fucking think that they can't tap into that shit, you have never seen the picture of Mark Zuckerberg sitting at his laptop with a Post-it note over the fucking webcam.
Yeah. Yeah, he's worried about it.
Just go. There's like, even those the app, like the Talking Tom app, like that cat that would talk and shit, and you could say stuff to it, and it would say it back to you like a cartoon voice.
Yeah.
Well, then they had a couple more apps come out, and then
that like face aging one, that aging one that all the celebrities were doing until they realized that they were scanning everybody's fucking faces and shit.
Right.
So, and if you don't think they do this, Okay.
But the Talking Tom one, people were hacking into that system because kids were using it. Young kids were using it, and like, oh, like as a time, just to spend time on it with their parents, just give them a tablet and they play with this thing. Fucking pedophiles were cracking into it, talking to the child with that fucking weird voice, getting him to do weird shit, and then recording it through their webcam. So the technology is there. NSA has already used it. They've got in trouble for using it. So
yeah, if they want to listen to us recording this podcast over the internet, they can.
Yeah,
right now.
Can.
And they can also eat a giant bag of fucking dicks.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll say this.
Gorilla dicks.
Well, that'd be a huge bag because they're small. We already established that.
Right. Tuna cans.
Oh, it'd be like one of those little bags you get at the grocery store when you dispense your own candy or nuts from the section where you buy it by the pound.
Nuts? Yeah, right. Dispensing nuts.
No, so if you guys don't think, listeners, I'm gonna tell you, if you guys don't think this goes on, I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine and back things up to a little 3-digit number you could dial on your touch tone phone called 411.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know what 411 was, there's an expression that I'm sure you've heard, give me the 411, means give me the information. Well, back in the day, if you didn't know the phone number for something and you were willing to spend a quarter, you could pick up a phone, dial 411 instead of 911, and you would get the information services. You would tell them city and state, tell them the listing. They would connect you. They could give you the address and they can give you the phone number. Usually they would just give you the phone number unless you asked for the address. Right.
But they actually give you just more than that as well, too.
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Depends on what you ask for. Right. Well,
right.
That's, again, it costs you a quarter on your phone bill.
Right.
Google years later came out with 1-800-Google. And they told everybody 1-800-Google was their free information service. They were going to replace the information service that the phone company charged you a quarter for. They were going to give you the phone number to whoever you wanted a phone number for free. However, what most people didn't know is that this was when Google was developing their voice recognition software. And what they needed was thousands upon hundreds of thousands upon millions of voice samples. So instead of having a human operator answer Google 411, 1-800-Google, they had a machine answering 1-800-Google. And occasionally when you'd call, you'd tell them the city, state, and business listing you wanted. And they would say, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. And then it would have you say it again. Well, you were providing literally millions of bytes of data on voice recognition for Google to use to perfect their voice recognition that is now part of OK Google and part of Alexa and part of all this voice recognition shit where you can talk to your phone. That's what they were perfecting. And then guess what? After 2.5, 3 years of collecting data, they were like, oh yeah, program shut down. We're not doing it anymore. Fuck you. Like, well, that's because they had everything they needed. So if you don't think that they're going to put products out there under the guise of helping you, but have an ulterior motive to use it to gain a technological advantage or research or development of technology, you're fucking stupid, because they're doing it right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And they've been doing it with the cell phones. That's why it's no joke when you're scrolling on social media and you see these freaking suggested ads for shit you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're not surprised, or at least you shouldn't be surprised. This is just the way things are in this day and age. Everything, hell, when I became a cop, I came on the job just after 9/11, and they told us you need to assume everything you do is being at least audio recorded, if not video recorded. And at that time we weren't, but we had to assume that because it was so easy to audio or video record everything. Now everything you do is audio or video recorded, as evidenced by all these fucking Instagram accounts of people doing dumb shit. Oy. What are we? We're being FedEx to hell in a handbasket, boys.
That's okay though. We're gonna save each other's seats.
You what? Soon they're gonna use that whole tracking data for the pills for like this COVID bullshit and other nasty things where they want more control over the.
Well, they already did that populace. For COVID. All these people that downloaded that fucking app for the when you're a close contact and it would ping other phones and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, no.
I was like, I'm not putting that shit on my phone. Fuck you.
And I know for a hot second they were talking about in order to get the free testing and then the free at-home test, they wanted you to download that app.
Yeah,
no. and that didn't stick, but I'm glad it didn't because I was like, "Fuck no, I'm not downloading that shit."
Yeah,
yeah. I'm just stay out of my business. Like I know it's impossible to completely get off technology without I'd have to move to the forest and live like the Unabomber. And I'm not saying I'm opposed to that. I'm just saying that y'all are going to miss me on the podcast.
Oh shit!
What happened?
I heard something the other day. My buddy told me, he goes, in China, they have discovered a whole underground forest that has been untouched forever, since probably fucking ice age shit. But it's a whole underground forest with species of animals that we've never even seen before. And I was joking. I'm like,
Bigfoot.
Godzilla's living down there and he's gonna fucking come up. But that's the next thing I would assume.
I mean, I'm cool with it at this point. Go ahead.
Kaiju.
The Chinese government's gonna fucking
Kaiju's come
release
out?
some crazy shit.
Well, I mean, they're already been releasing some crazy shit, like
COVID,
right?
Yeah.
They're really making a lot of headway on their freaking robotic sex dolls. That's kind of creepy.
Oh, all that, dude. All of those, like the AI sex doll,
the one
talk to you.
Oh yeah.
It
interacts with you. Yeah.
Can it move its arms?
It does all.
Chuck's like, what's that website?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. They're on back order right now.
I mean,
they're reasonably priced. I'm just saying they're reasonably priced. They have a freaking kind of like a layaway program. You gotta pay as you go.
I think of all those memes about Luke Skywalker getting his robotic hand in Empire Strikes Back, and they're like, you may want to practice on a hot dog first. What if this robot Kegel program decides to go haywire?
Wow.
Technology is prone to failure, and
Skynet goes live, and thousands of sad gamer dudes who bought one of these sex dolls are trapped. I saw Rick and Morty. I know how that shit works.
Jesus, aren't they doing that?
What was that?
Huh?
I don't know.
Somebody played something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Aren't they doing what?
But it's the ugly people need love too, so they need to have something.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's a whole other issue. When we bought, because Matt and I, as you guys know, we both worked at the same place, and at one point, I've had to buy some crazy shit. My spending account at that place was on so many government watch lists. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, we're all on a watch list that work there.
What's the craziest thing you think you bought there?
Well, the one that probably landed me on the watch list was when I was working on the movie about the Olympic bombing in Atlanta, and I had to Google and buy all the exact same parts for the bomb that he used.
Okay.
Yeah.
Googling what kind of nails did the Olympic bomber use?
We're all on a fucking watch list.
Wow.
Because I do it on my phone all the time. I'm like, I don't even fucking care. Come at me, big brother.
Well, one time we had to buy a sex doll, and it was one of the legit, it wasn't a blow up doll. It was a legit,
one of the
silicone.
The one that I sent you, the one that I sent you a picture of that was tore up.
Oh yeah,
with the boob out. That's the one. That is the one that Thomas is talking about right now.
Yeah. Well, is that the full size?
Yeah. Well, that's the first one that came in, that the one that looks like a little 15-year-old girl that was really
so
fucking
this is what I'm saying is
disturbing.
When the box showed up, I'm like, that's a really short box.
Yeah. Maybe she's curled up in the fetal position. Nope.
And then you open it up and you're like, no, this is the size of a child.
Yeah.
Ooh,
or a gymnast, to be fair, or a gymnast.
Or a gymnast, true. But if it was a gymnast, it would have abs and no boobs. It did not have
broad
abs
shoulders,
and no boobs.
Yeah, no, it was.
It had more ass than a donkey, and that's the other thing too. Like you're going, it was perfectly proportioned like a woman.
Yeah, but
it was sized like okay, maybe this is like, well, I'm just gonna buy the miniature model because it's cheaper on raw material.
Yeah. But still, it was just
it didn't.
And the ass on that thing is fucking blown out. Like it is really loose. The vagine is still tight, but you can put
in there.
I was checking it out. I was like, I wonder how freaking tight this hole is.
Field test.
And it was real easy to get quite a few fingers in the ass. But
did you smell test it?
No. Raw dogged it. Whatever. Wash my hands afterwards.
You don't smell it beforehand. Come on, you know better.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
I mean, if you're gonna at that point, if you're gonna do it, you just do it.
You just do it.
Right.
The eyes are gone. I don't even want to know how that fucking happened. Yeah. Zoom in on the picture. That thing that the fingers are all fucking broken. I'm like, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
I wonder if they had to do some crazy ass scenes with it, and because that's the thing. I mean, we didn't just rent props to regular movies. We rented props to all kind of movies.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess if you're making that kind of movie, so I look at all these, like this elementary school teacher who is getting fired because she had child porn on her cell phone. Elementary school teacher.
Fuck.
Yes. You guys didn't hear about this?
No.
So it's a female elementary school teacher. The kiddie porn wasn't any of her students, thankfully, according to the report. But
God, can you imagine having to look through that though, as like an official in some capacity, and you have to? Yeah,
I've had to do that. I've had to do that.
Oh God.
We had a child porn case, and I was the only person at the department who knew how to transfer the information onto DVDs, burn the DVDs to give to the defense attorney, the prosecuting attorney, and book as evidence. So I had to sit in front of this dude's computer and transfer all the files myself.
Nope. I would have dropped that off the Geek Squad. Here, you guys do it.
Fucking Geek Squad.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of those guys probably would have started distributing it again.
Yeah.
But
I would have just bagged your laptop and given it to the detectives. Here you go. You do.
And it's not it's becoming pervasive. I just saw this thing about this pastor admits to his entire congregation that 25 years ago he had sex with a 16-year-old girl on his office floor, and she's still a member of the church 25 years later, and all this dude does is he goes up there and he says, well, I have to cop to adultery. I committed adultery. And she gets up there after he's done and she's all, I was 16. Let's call it what it was. It wasn't just adultery, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. I'm going to go with rape.
Yeah. I mean,
because somebody that young does not consent. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, and
that's not underage sex. That's fucking you rape a child.
If a 17 and a 16-year-old are doing it, we're talking about two dumb kids. So don't save your fucking emails, idiot. We understand there's a difference between kids doing it stupidly and an adult using their maturity and wisdom and
position of power,
position of authority
absolutely
to manipulate a child into having sex. It seems like, and we used to joke around all the time, Marco. I remember what was that teacher that was sleeping with her 12-year-old student or 10-year-old student?
Yeah, back in the day.
And then she went to prison, and when she got out of prison, she fucking married him.
Yep.
Right?
Oh God.
We used to joke about what kind of a 12, you dumbass 12-year-old kids, keep your mouth shut. If you're sleeping with your hot teacher, keep your mouth shut. But that's a joke because
because it's wrong. It's disgusting.
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
I seriously don't get what is wrong with people when they I don't know. It's just becoming evil is winning. Evil seems to be winning. And I know it's by design and it's going to happen and whatever, but it's so sickening to watch that I'm like, okay, stop the world. I want to get off.
I'm done. Hey, you know where you get do you know where virgin wool comes from? You know, you see it.
I'm sorry. Virgin wool. Virgin wool.
Yeah.
Wool.
Virgin wool.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, where
I just found out.
No, where?
Ugly sheep.
Well, it's my son came to me the other day and I said, do you know what you call nun sleepwalking? And he said Virgin Mobile. And I said, no.
That's funny too, though.
Good thing your mom didn't hear you say that. You call her a Roman Catholic.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. Last time I called shotgun, we had rented a limousine. I fucked up.
Wait, sorry. I wanted to get to this email earlier, but we were hearing back from our Australian correspondents about the dojo law.
Yes.
Yeah.
We forgot that was supposed to be much earlier in the show, and we
much earlier in the show. I was just scrolling through, and I'm like, oh yeah.
We jumped the gun and went to the jokes. Okay, go.
But long story short, it sounds like it's bullshit. Which it sounds like another well-crafted ploy by the Aussies to fuck with us by just blasting that out there.
Okay.
We have somebody from Australia, several people from Australia that the video about the you can walk into an Australian dojo
Right.
So searched around, could find no law about taking ownership of a dojo as described in the podcast. And then this was brought to light, and we've all done this with our respective jobs or circles of friends or just general knowledge of stuff to fuck with people. You have to realize that Aussies will take the piss out of themselves and everyone else. This is especially so when asked stupid questions like how many varieties of koala are there? So kind of serves us right for
great.
Yeah.
But I mean, we it was an Aussie that was saying it, and we didn't say it was true. We just said
we just wanted to verify. Yeah, fact check it. Yeah,
because that would be cool if it was true, but it's not.
But it's not true. Like much of everything else on the interwebs these days. Still haven't got much crazy X emails. I got one from Mr. Aussie Bastard, and it's pretty long. We're gonna give all you fucking slackers a few more.
All those people said, "Oh, I'm behind."
Yeah. So now that you're catching up,
yes,
you can still get your crazy X stories in because I have one so far that I haven't read, but that'll be that. So get that shit in. What else? Yeah, I was another warrior poet thing that we'll touch on next time because I know we're running long on time.
Yeah.
So we'll get to all that stuff. So
I was gonna tell you a joke about Jonestown tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
The punchline was too long.
Oh God, that's a good one. That's a fucking good one.
Yeah, that's a thinker right there. That's a history joke. I love that one. You know, guys, that saying "I'm sorry" and "I apologize" are usually the same, unless you're at a funeral.
Hey, do you know why men name their penises?
Why?
Most men name their penises because they don't want strangers making decisions for them.
That's fair.
That's fair.
You know, fair. My wife said I should do lunges to stay in shape.
Oh yeah,
that would be a big step forward.
Hey, why did the picture get arrested?
Why?
I got framed, buddy.
I feel like that one and the lunge one we've said before in some other.
How about this one? I had a cactus and it died, and I realized, wow, I'm less nurturing than a desert.
If April showers bring May flowers,
oh boy,
what do May flowers bring?
I know
what?
Pilgrims.
That was a wholesome one.
Yeah,
that was a pretty wholesome one.
That was a thinker. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that.
That was good.
A buddy of mine named his dog. He just got a puppy, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you gonna name him?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm naming him 5 miles. That way, I could tell people I walked 5 miles." But yesterday, shortly after that, he told me he ran over 5 miles.
Hey, do you know why they say never criticize a man unless you walk a mile in his shoes?
Why?
Because that way, when you do criticize him, you're a mile away and you have his shoes.
Oh, that's
that's pretty solid.
I realized the other day that childhood is like being drunk. Everybody remembers what you did except you.
Why can't orphans play baseball?
Oh,
I know.
Oh,
we've
fuck,
told
why?
this one. We've told this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
They
tell it
don't know
again.
where home is.
Tell it again. I organized a threesome last night.
Yeah.
There were a couple of no-shows, but I still had fun.
So this weasel walks into a bar, and the bartender looks down and goes, "Wow, I've never served a weasel before. What can I get you?" "Pop," goes the weasel.
It took a long time to get there.
Oh my God. Two cowboys are lost in the desert, and one cowboy sees a tree that's draped in bacon. And he says, "A bacon tree, we're saved." So he runs up to the tree and is immediately shot with bullets. It wasn't a bacon tree. It was a hambush.
The ex-girlfriend walks up to her ex-boyfriend and she says, "What's the difference between a joke and 2 dicks?"
Ooh.
What? I can't take a joke.
Did you guys hear about the blonde who's a shop teacher? She's in shop class, and the shop teacher says, "Okay, class, what's the difference between a screw, a nail, and a bolt?" And the blonde raises her hand and says, "I've never been bolted."
I've started recently telling all the kids that I work with, and the 20-something-year-olds, about the benefits of dried grapes, because I'm all about raising awareness.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Did you guys hear what happened when the eyeliner and the mascara had a fight?
No.
Afterwards, they had makeup sex.
Okay.
What do you call a kid with no arms and legs?
What?
Names.
Oh, I think I have a closer for that if you guys want.
Let's do it. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Send us home.
So there's a gal with no arms or legs, and she's sitting on the beach and she's crying. And the lifeguard walks by and he goes, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong?" She goes, I'm sad because I've never been hugged before." And the lifeguard's like, "Oh," and he takes pity on her and he kneels down in the sand and he gives her a hug and he goes, "There, now you've been hugged." And she smiles and he walks away. And the next day he's walking past the same spot on the beach and he sees the same girl with no arms or legs sitting there crying again. And he's like, "Well, what the fuck is wrong with her this time?" So he says, what's wrong today?" And she goes, "Well, I just realized after yesterday that I've never been kissed before." And he goes, "Oh, okay." So he looks around, nobody's looking, so he kneels down and he gives her a kiss and he goes, "Okay, now you can kiss." And he walks away. Third day comes by and she's sitting in the same spot, or nubbing in the same spot, she's just crying. And he goes, he's kind of irritated. He's like, "What is wrong with you today?" She goes, "Well, I just realized that I've never had sex before." And he goes, ugh. He looks around and he finally just picks her up, carries her over to the edge of the pier, sets her on the railing, and gives her a little push and goes, "Now you're fucked."
Would you say that she was looking for nub in all the wrong places?
Oh, way to tag up,
nice.
Marco.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. If you guys send us your emails for your crazy bitch stories.
Crazy X stories.
Yeah. Because it could be bitches could be guys too. Let's face it. I've known quite a few guys that are bitches.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Vampire. I know you got some.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
And we know you just heard that too. There's no way you didn't just hear it.
Yeah,
that is correct.
So that was your open invitation to eat.
Send one in. You know she doesn't listen, so send it in.
All right, send us those stories, and next week we'll once again see you in the locker room.
See ya.
Bye.